Hello, everybody, and welcome to Choir Stories by OCP. Uh, Today, which is Saturday, May 2nd of 2020, we have a special guest. Angela Gonzales is here, and she is from St. Peter's Prince of Apostles, which is in Lemoore, California. And so we're so glad that Angela is here with us today. She is a music director at St. Peter's, and I'm going to ask her to tell us a little bit about herself. But I'm so glad, Angela, that you're joining us. Thank you.
Well, thank you for having me. This is very exciting.
Listen, I'm
Yes.
glad. Yeah, tell me a little
Yeah.
bit about your ministry.
Okay.
Tell me about what do you do over there?
Well, I'm the music director at, like you said, at St. Peter's. Basically just in charge of 4 masses a weekend, 3 different choirs, about 8 to 10 cantors, and choosing music, and I mean everything that comes along with being a music director.
Wow, that sounds involved. I know that I've seen you in social media. You are keeping very, very busy. So I think, I guess my next question will be, describe to us, to all our listeners, what is the most significant transformation that you have felt from what we used to have normal, right, in February, to what we've done now that we're entering May? What are some of the transformations that you have seen in your ministry?
Oh, goodness. I think one of the hardest parts for me in making that transformation was trying to find ways to stay relevant, trying to find ways to keep the music ministry active and alive in our community, in our parish. I felt that the music ministry was one of the ways to kind of continue to outreach and to communicate with our parishioners and kind of give them a sense of this is still our community. This is still, we're still all together, even though we're separate. I think that music has a really large part in doing that. And so one of the biggest transformations that I made was just doing a lot of things, like you said, on social media, just constantly kind of putting our presence out there and continuing to do music and continuing to sing and just give them, some sort of comfort in the songs.
Yeah, I think you've done a really great job of that, because you are
You.
always in touch. We always watch what you're doing. And I know that I know for sure, I feel this, that what you do is you're trying to comfort your parishioners, and you're trying to tell them that we're still here for you,
Yes.
And you're doing little mini concerts and prayers and picking songs of certain topics. And so I know you've done a really great job. It's a difficult time, and some churches, nothing has happened, and so they have kind of disappeared, and I'm sure that their parishioners are hurting because of that. But you've done a really great job of staying busy and trying to tell everybody, oh, here we are, don't forget that we are here for you, and let's sing together and let's pray together. And I think you've done a really wonderful job with that.
Thank you.
So yeah, well, tell me, what is it that you miss the most? You as a musician of your parish, what is it that you miss the most?
I miss the people. That is just, it's plain and simple. I miss our community. I was having a conversation with someone just recently about how as musicians and as ministers, so to speak, we are so trained to take ourselves out of the equation, to kind of take our own personalities out of the liturgy, right? Not make it about us, make it about the community that we're serving. And so we approach the liturgy so much, like that, from this, hopefully this humble perspective.
Sure.
And in the absence of the people, it certainly kind of takes that part away. So I have found that even planning for these live stream masses, you don't know what's happening on the other side of the screen. You're very out of touch with your people, and so it almost kind of puts that focus back on you.
It refocuses, right?
And that's a pretty tough transformation, because I mean, I do see this as a growth process for sure as a minister, but at the same time, I'm really struggling with it, because I'm used to serving all these faces that I see on a regular basis. So that for me has been probably the thing that I struggle with the most in this, and the thing that I miss the most. I miss the faces.
Holy cow, can I relate to you? That's I remember that, I give this in workshops a lot, is that to remember that when you as a musician and a leader in a group or a cantor stand up in front of your community, when you look at them, to look at them with great love, that you are there
Yeah.
to serve them. And that's exactly what you are describing, Angela. And that when that's taken away, it's like, oh, you don't really know, are we reaching them, are we not reaching them?
Right.
I miss my community too, so I totally can relate to that. Wow. Tell me, is there maybe a song or two, a song that you wish that you would have been able to play, during the Easter season, and especially in the Triduum and in the Easter Sunday, that maybe you didn't get a chance to play because of this coronavirus thing? So
yes, yes. When I first came to this parish a couple of years ago, they had a kind of a long-standing tradition of doing the song "Yours Today" by Rory Cooney, and they would do it as as
just
the
love that.
post
Love that song.
communion
Yeah.
every Easter Sunday, and I was familiar with it. It wasn't anything special to me, of course, but I was familiar with it. And so my first year as a minister, I said, okay, guys, this means a lot to you. Let's do it, and we did. And I mean, I think that was, and I was a relatively new director at the time at this parish,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that was the first time that I really felt like our choir had just come together, and the parish were singing, and the people were singing, and we had all of our newly confirmed candidates who came again to mass the next morning, and
yeah.
so I was really looking forward to doing that one again, and it's kind of a bummer that we didn't get to, but
oh yeah, we all have them. Definitely Yours Today is one of them, top of my list too. So it's one of those things where we're going to have to think in terms of, well, maybe next year. So
yes.
yeah, that's a wonderful piece. Tell me, since Choir Stories by OCP is a way to connect us not only with your choir, at St. Peter's, in Lemoore, California, but also with other people who are connected through what we do. We are all musicians and pastoral musicians that we love our church and our communities. What message would you like to tell right now to your choir, and maybe thinking in terms of, with that, telling to all the choirs of the country and maybe beyond the country?
Wow. I mean, gosh, what would I say? Number one, I would say I miss you. Number two, you're not alone. You're not alone. We keep hearing this, we're all in the same boat, kind of a thing. But what I think that I would just say is just hang in there. We're all kind of figuring this out. We're all now in the trenches together, doing the same brand new job.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if we've been at it for 20 years or 5 years. We're
Right.
all figuring this out together.
Right.
So hang in there and do this, reach out and
Stay in
talk
touch,
to
right?
people and
Stay
see what they're
connected.
doing and what's working and what's not.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, Angela, thank you so much. I think that you have such energy, and I want to commend you and to give you the, keep going. I want to encourage you to keep going in all your social media and all the things you're doing with your music ministry while we get through this. And then hopefully soon, we'll be able to be back with our choirs and our music ministry.
Yes, God willing.
Thank you. Thank you for taking this time also to connect
Of course.
with us, through Choir Stories by OCP, and then that way to encourage all the choirs and all the music directors that are out there, also struggling, but also at the same time learning and triumphing in their own way. So have a wonderful day. And
Thank
this
you.
is May now, so it's our the month of our Mother Mary. So hopefully you'll have some beautiful Marian music coming up in your social media. I'm looking forward to seeing you there. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you, Jaime.
All
Thank
right.
you for
Take
having
care.
me.
Bye.